Hello everyone, Bashar here. I am very prolific these days. I suppose the ninja whipped me into a frenzy. So there is one thing I have not addressed. We have talked about ninja. I have shown you the Ouroboros solo of S Soul Cross 9. Now there is one thing to discuss, the path of the Serpent and which way to take. So guys, it is a combination of Dungeon Divers and Summon Rush. As you know, the Summon Rush is approximately 9 times the points, but of course it is variant per shard. So mystery shards are 3 per. Ancient shards actually gain a lot of value. I think they are 7.5 times their base value. No, 15 times their base value. Is it now? 15 times. Void shards are 6.25 times their value. Primal and ancient primal and sacred shards are 9 times their base value. That's why I said 9 times. So guys, void shards definitely a no, right? I would definitely not suggest opening your void shards because you do not get proper value. And in 7 days, we will be getting a void 2x unless Plarium interferes with the schedule. Ancient shards are not bad, but I have always disliked the value that we were getting from ancient shards in Summon Rush. Their value is disproportionately low. Even if they have additional value, they are still bad. I would suggest, and primal shards, I always suggest that you wait for a 2x on mythicals. And so for me, one path remains. It is the way of the sacred shard. I would suggest using sacred shards and dungeon divers to get wherever you want to get. And let me just get into this quickly. So this is related. So about these boosts, I would definitely suggest UDK if you don't have it, right? I think that is the best example, the best one by far. If you do not have one, then probably Padraig. Again, if you don't have one. So the order would go UDK, Padraig, probably Bedel, Kalvalax, and Vithir. By the way, none of these are bad, right? But UDK is the best one. Quit. And for voids, which you shouldn't go, but yeah, I suppose Incensa. And if you don't have an unkillable, there is a Demeter. That would be pretty good. This lady is not bad either, but as I said, you shouldn't be going for void shards anyway. So let's go about the pathing. So as you know, guys, the path, the Titan event is going to have 1,750 points in it, and it is quite the classic schedule. We have around 900 points available in week 1. We have around 600 something points available in week 2, and the week 3 will be a short one, 2-3 days, and it will have like 150 points available in it, and the total sum comes up to 1,750. And if you recall, the last reward, which is Mitralas 5-star Split Soul, is on 1,500 points, which means we have 250 points spare, and those points are worthless. So you should be aiming at 1,500, and you should be aiming at 1,500, which I mean by that is you should definitely not miss out on the 5-star Mitrala Soul. It is one of the best champions in the game. When you first obtain it, right, if you haven't been investing in the game seriously, she would be your best champion by far. She is extremely good. Debuff clan, strengthen, shield, increase attack, increase defense, that hex and petrification move, the A1 having 2 poisons in it. It is just an extremely good champion, and that early on it's very hard to utilize resistance, and as you know, Mitrala gets bonus resistance equal to her accuracy, which means she will basically be resisting everything everywhere, right? I mean, she's an unmatched champion, extremely good, and in the late game you can probably build her if you have good gear. She can probably solo Hard Dragon 10. The duration would be a little bit awful, but she can, I think, pull it off. Anyway, the first thing I was trying to talk about was which pathing one should take. So, first of all, the beginning is symmetric, and if you want to go for the mythical books and Mitrala, you obviously have to go grab these 2 keys, right? There is nothing dodgeable there. So guys, the minimum amount of points that you have to spend in order to get the Mitrala is 1,000, 3,000, 7,000, 16,000, right? 13, 16, 17, and the other key is going to be symmetric. That's 34,000. That's 40, 41, and 43,000 at minimum for Mitrala Avatar, which is, I think, quite whopping, right? It's almost 10 sacred shards. And the dungeon divers part of it is approximately, it is not set, it is varying, but it comes up to something a little bit shorter than double the dungeon divers value. And that comes up to approximately, if you are doing stage 10 hard dungeons, 1.3 points per energy. So guys, if you do, let's say, 1,000 ice column super raids, that means you will have spent 40,000 energy, and that will mean you will approximately earn 52,000 points from those runs, right? The average. So, grinding something just with dungeons is, very hard unless you are going for an earlier phase. So let's get back to the amount of missable points. As I said, the total sum of missable points is 250, which means during these 3 weeks, we are allowed to miss out on 250 points and not more, right? And generally the idea is to miss these points on the path events or the card flipping events, which will be next week, I think. You should plan for them carefully. So I used to approach these this way, right? I would just grab this 50 and I would miss out on 250. But Plarium has, rendered this strategy not very good a few times by putting in some extremely hard to obtain points, right? I mean, they would do a path event, they would do a card flip event, and they would, put a very meager amount of points in there, split in between, many cards, which kind of forces you to go for all of the cards, and cards are very hard to flip. It can be, very, very painful. So what I would suggest is, if you are gonna go full veil, right, on your head beat, right, that's very nice. But if you can't, I would suggest grabbing around 150 points. So you are missing on 150 points. So you will have the luxury to miss out on another 100 points if there is stuff that you dislike, hard events that you cannot do. So which 150 points to go for, right? So the obvious explanation is either this and this, or this and this, right? This and this would not be very good. So guys, my approach would be to go for these, right? Because the medium, so guys, why medium essence instead of medium oil? So guys, in my eyes, they have the same value, right? I mean, the energy cost, etc., is all the same if you can do both stage 25s. But the thing is, for Sand Devil, we have a tournament and we are forced in the Sand Devil, everyone Sand Dem, right? There is nothing that forces us to do Shogun other than, needing oils. So that's why I think oils are a little bit more valuable in my eyes. The color of the brews do not mean anything, of course. So I start with this one, the blue brews, then I go for the medium essences. Then I will be grabbing this one and then this one. This I think is also superior to the epic book, right? That's 12 tokens or 60% of a medium soulstone. That is superior to an epic book for sure, because none of the other points changes, right? So 9,000, 13,000, 17,500, and 20,500, right? That's what I aim at. So I am probably gonna do something along the lines of, 2 sacred shards and some dungeons. And if that doesn't cut it, maybe I'll go into some mysteries. That's what I'm planning on. But if the progressive is, very good for you and you want to go hard at the progressive, you could, of course, pick more. There will be absolutely no harm in grabbing more of the points, right? You will give yourself more, elbow room to skip, right? For example, the next week, the card flipping event is terrible and it has 150 points in it. I will have to grab the 50 points, right? Because I'm skipping on 150 and I do not have the luxury of skipping anything more than 100, right? So I will have to go for it and you would have the luxury to skip it, right? But you never know these things. So yeah, I think that will be my pathing, around 20,000 points, and I will be getting like 2 sacreds that will be 9,000 points, and I can do the remaining 11,000 points, I suppose, in dungeons and whatnot. So these 1,420 you see here are from, several, a handful of ice column runs. So that is my take on this. I was hoping, so this node is extremely valuable. This is insane, right? 25 of the bigger coins, guys. That's very, very, very valuable. I would have loved to go for this, but the cost is beyond insane. 3,000, 7,000, 16,000, 20, 53,000. That's just not possible, right? I'm not going to grind that amount of dungeons or open that amount of shards. I mean, fusion is not very far away for sure. If I go a little extra, I might consider going for this legendary book, right? Or this legendary book rather, right? Because the thing is, I am going to go for this, and this, right? 11,000 points mark a legendary book for me. So maybe I will open 2 more sacred shards and grind a little more dungeons to grab that legendary book. I think that could be worth it. And so guys, it also depends a little bit on your luck and spending, of course. So this month I have been for the first time properly lucky in sacred shard drops from the clan boss, right? I have gotten 9 this month so far, and when I say properly lucky, average luck dictates that is approximately 8. So still not very lucky, but ahead of the curve for once. So I think I have the luxury to open like 4 more sacreds in here. Of course, there is the monthly cycle that's going to give you 1 sacred shard. If you are in gold tag team and there is that's going to give you 1 sacred shard. In about a week, we will be getting the sacred shard from the new Doom Tower rotation. Let's see when that is. Not normal, please. That is, oh no, that's in 10 days. So guys, if there comes something in between that or requires us to open shards, do not trust the Doom Tower sacred shard. That is 10 days away, right? Keep in mind. So that's my take about the Path event, guys. Do let me know what you think about it, and I will see you on stream. Bye-bye.